Good morning, mates. Long time no see. Lots changed since the last time I've been on. But today, we are starting our new adventure. I know I've canceled many in the past, but I am very much committed to this one because of the gravity it holds for me. I'll be getting into the rules for this challenge series, this video, as well as skipping a lot of dialogue, and we're gonna mainly get into the story once we get our starter. Also, I do have a bit of a tangent to get on in this beginning, so I'm gonna get that out of the way first. So here we go. This is our Pokemon Moon Rainbow Wedlocke. Let's begin. Your settings have been saved. You have a message from the Alola region's own Professor Kukui. Pretty good music. Hang on, give me a sec. Hey there, good evening. So the day finally came that you're moving to Alola. Alola is made up of several islands. That could be the reason the region is chock full of nothing but rare Pokemon. Yeah! There's no shortage of cool Pokemon out there. Pokemon out here in the Alola either. Sorry, reading is not my forte. Such mysterious creatures. You'll find them all over the place in grass and caves, in the sky and the sea. Here in Alola, we have our Pokemon, and we love our Pokemon, and we depend on them. Heaps, too. Some of us even battle with them. If we call ourselves Pokemon trainers. Rockruff, can you wait until I'm done talking to play? Yeah, I see him as southern for whatever reason, don't ask. Alright, I gotta ask you some questions about yourself so I can introduce you to everybody. TMI. So, which photo should I use for your trainer passport? Personally, I do like to play as a variety of trainers. I get to make my own characters and let them live out their world. The last time I did a serious Alola adventure, I played a girl, so this time, I'm gonna play as the boy. Alright, I'll let you spell out your name for me. Now, you would know me as Hats, but I do not like to use my name in these situations. Here, we are going to play, we are going to be playing as a young boy named Quince. I'll get into it in a bit. So, you go by Quince? Yes, sir. 10-4, good buddy. I'll let everybody out here know you're on your way. Quince. Yeah, that's a name that hits you like a thunderbolt out of the sky. Wow! Can't wait to see you in person then, cousin. So, now that I'm giving Quince, I'm helping you with these boxes. Now that I'm giving a little character to everybody and they're not just dialogue, it's been a lot more fun. Full disclosure, Gen 7 is my least favorite. Blatantly, I do not like Gen 7 right now. But I used to say the exact same thing about Gen 4. Now it's one of my favorites. That is why we are doing this series here and now. Also, I said earlier I was going to go on a tangent, so here it is, while we have nothing better to do. So, I was thinking about how bad Gen 7 was, as I do often, and I came up with a theory. So, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were supposed to be Pokemon Stars, okay? But, due to some time constraint, or higher-ups, they had to make it a dual version. And I think it was supposed to be Sun and Moon, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, Stars, and then Gen 8. Or like the third version for Gen 7. And then Generation 8. But due to some time constraints or money constraints, they had to get more money than they usually did. They may have wanted to try and get a little bit more money from Gen 7 in hopes to make Gen 8 even better. That's just my theory. One quick side note, the reason we are playing Moon over Sun is because I just like night more than day. Like, it's just better. Oh, maybe I should actually get into the rules of this challenge. This is all irrelevant, basically, so I'm just gonna get through this and explain the rules. So, Wedlocke, I think I've explained it before, but Pokemon are paired into groups of 2. They can only switch between each other. So, it's like having 3 teams of 2 and not 3 teams of 2 and not 1 team of 6, basically. Usually in a normal Wedlocke, it would be a male-female pair. But in a Rainbow Wedlocke, the nature of the Pokemon determines its sexuality. So if you got, according to my list, if you've got a modest Pokemon, they like males, while a lax Pokemon likes females. So, not only will our Pokemon have character, they're also gonna have a preference. So, attack speed fast. Yes, yes. Okay. By the way, Gen 8 taught me how cool this can be. I know you can do it in this game. There is going to be a twist. I do like to do this kind of twist in most games I do now because it's more fun, more options. So due to the nature, definitely pun intended. Due to the nature of this type of challenge, with how limited pairs are going to be and how hard it's going to be, I've incorporated a bit of an egg system into this. So, I'm going to be putting in 18 eggs into the game. All Pokemon you can't get normally in the game. Or through Island Scan, whichever comes first. So, that's cool. But also, all of them have a move that they can't normally learn. Or it's extraordinarily rare for them to learn. But the downside of both of those is they all come with 0 IVs in every single stat. Meaning they have some of the lowest stats that we're going to get in the entire game. So that is going to be interesting. So I get 2 when I first get to the Pokemon Center. And then 4 after each island. Because that's just, well, yeah. So 4 at the end of each island. Meaning 16 plus 2 is 18. Makes sense to me. Also, I don't know if I'm gonna customize my character. That's not something I usually get around to out of all the stuff that I can do in game. So, I'm not sure if that's on the chopping block, sadly. If people want me to, I can. It's just kinda, out of the way. Maybe I'll do it between episodes or something. Honestly, I'm kind of excited. Like, I almost never play this game. But whenever I do for a challenge run, it's very fun. For the most part. Or at least interesting. I get a wide variety of Pokemon for it. Like, I did a Wedlocke for this. And I got a Tyranitar. And it was the last surviving member when I got to the champion. I'm so spoiled by Gen 8. Why do we have to run? So, I actually talked to somebody on Discord earlier this week, I think. And they chose the starter for this journey. Usually I use this starter whenever I go through this game. I was kind of hoping for something different, but in my opinion, you can almost never go wrong when you use this one. You know, I had a really unique reaction to the Gen 7 starters. Like, it was the first round of information I was around to acknowledge. Like, when I got into Pokemon, Gen 6, that was my first game, full disclosure. X and Y were my first games. But, when it came time for me to get the games, I didn't even know Generation 5 was a thing until I watched it on TV. The first season of Pokemon I watched, like, once a week or whatever, like, religiously, was the Diamond and Pearl one, which, my god, so good. And like, I just think that they did pretty darn good. Like, oh, I was talking about the starters. I'm sorry. I get sidetracked very much easily. So, when it came to the starters, I really liked one, because it was my favorite type of the three at the time. The other two were kind of even for me. But I remember a lot of leaks had went around at that point, so it was kind of spoilery. So I was really hoping against the leaks, because I really didn't like any of I didn't like how any of them turned out. Now I can kind of see how all of them are good. However, I still do have a favorite of the three, and it wasn't the one I thought would be it, sadly. And, like, for Generation 8, like, the base forms, for the first time, like, ever, my first reaction was, I love all of them. I might roll a die. But as leaks came out and the such, I didn't like any of them, really. Like, none of them were that appealing to me. And if you're wondering why I randomly stopped running, I've played so many Pokemon games with the running here. My B button almost doesn't work. So yeah, like, another thing about Gen 7, I watched the XYZ anime, and it was really good. Like, I'd probably, like, one of the better seasons, and it was very contrasted against the Sun and Moon one, just because of how different it was. Like, I'm all for changes, but, like, it just hurt to look at in comparison. And when I had already been playing, like, I had bought all four of the Gen 7 games. Don't get me wrong, they stole my money, basically. But, at the same time, I do think that it's a little bit slow for the game. Like, I'm gonna say characters are pretty good overall. But when it came to Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, one of the better parts of it, which I don't know if I'll do a series on it yet, so not gonna spoil, But one of the better parts of it, I never did. Because I stopped at the broken boss fight in the game. Which, for lock purposes, I'm willing to say that Sun and Moon gives a better experience for that type of thing. Just because of how cheap the one in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon is. So yeah, this giant overgrown turkey is saving our lives. Which is really cool. Like, honestly, a lot of Pokemon from Gen 7 are really cool designs. The thing is, it's so slow to get to them, is the problem. That's the problem here. It's so slow to get to the cool Pokemon. Like, in the first route, you got, like, Yungoos / Rattata, depending on time of day, and Pikipek. Which, I'm so salty over, because I really want to use the Pikipek, but whenever I try and use it a lot in a lock, it dies so quickly. So I should preface this, because I think the early game of this game is kind of cheap. The first trial and the Alima battle, no deaths count. Because I just think they're too cheap, personally. And I think it takes away from the story. Especially with this being a harder challenge. So, battle me in the comments if you want. I'm probably gonna get my starter, upload this, and then do another video. So, let's get our starter, and let's wrap this one up. I think I just want to get to the starter. Maybe I'm probably going to do more reading after the first island, as for the most part there's less. I was really hoping to have somebody I met online to come in. Like, we were kind of debating how good Gen 7 was, and I would have loved to hear his points. But for the most part, I'm trying to look at this optimistically, the best possible light I can. So hopefully, it works out. So, this episode was a bit rambly, but so was the game, so you can't blame, it's not my fault. So here are the 3 starters. And all of them are pretty good, honestly. Like, originally, we had, well, let's introduce them. We got Rowlet, Litten, and Popplio. Which, out of these 3, Popplio is easily my favorite. I would choose Popplio any day out of these 3. Right? Just look at him. He's a cute clown circus singing thing. And he's awesome. He's just the best. But, if you look at their mid stages, Popplio is still the best. like, Dartrix is emo. This is just an evil cat. And Popplio is a good princess, I guess. But out of the final evolutions, I've got to say, Decidueye is my favorite. And due to my friend's choice, we're going to use a Rowlet. Now he has to choose us. You know, I would have loved if this was the thing shiny hunters were hunting for. Starter rejections. Like, what if there was like a 1 in a billion chance that they just say, sucks to be you, and you don't get a starter, and they just turn away, and your game soft resets. That would be evil. Oh, but if you get a bit, like, if it says it doesn't want to be with you, in the overworld, it shows it shiny. And as soon as it's done, it immediately soft resets. I think that would have been a good joke. And here we go. We got Rowlet. Cool. Yeah, you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, eh? And I think I have a good name for you. I can let the name Qwerty. I know it's a dumb name, but I think it's a nice one. So, let's see if we can take a look at Qwerty and see what he likes. This thing's a joke. This thing can die in a pit. Let's see. We have Qwerty, the Rowlet, at level 5. Special attack, up. Now let's see. Mild. Let me see on my list. He likes boys. There we go. We have Qwerty, the gay Rowlet. Okay. Next episode, we battle our rival for the first time in the game. We hopefully get our first pair, and maybe we crack some eggs. See you guys next time.